The last stand of the 21 Sikhs deserves more reverence. Reminiscent of the Battle of Thermopylae, less than a platoon of men from the 36th Sikh Regiment stood against a force of 12,000 Afghan tribesmen from a small, poorly fortified signalling outpost. In 1897, those valiant men would stand true to their codes of honor and etch their names into the list of the great last stands of history at that place that is now synonymous with gallantry. Saragarhi. In 1897, the British Indian forces were attempting to quell the tribal insurgency that was ravaging the northwest frontier province of British India. Located in what is now Pakistan, a series of forts were built and occupied in order to defend the area. Between Fort Lockhart and Fort Gulistan, each defending separate mountain ranges, the Saragarhi post was established on a rocky ridge. Saragarhi was a small fortification consisting only of a small block house, loopholed ramparts, and a signalling tower. Saragarhi was merely intended to act as a relay post in order to send visual communications between the two major forts. What we know of the battle at Saragarhi was communicated directly to Fort Lockhart by Sepoy Gurmukh Singh within the signalling tower. Throughout the entire battle, he never left his station or abandoned his duty. At 9 a.m., the first force of several thousand Afghans arrived at the small outpost, and the 21-man Sikh detachment immediately fell under attack. Fort Lockhart responded that they were unable to provide immediate reinforcements, to which the Sikhs replied that they intended to fight to the last man in order to prevent the enemy from reaching the other forts while they were preparing. For the next 6 hours, the 21 Sikhs held. Though facing a horde of riflemen supported by artillery, they never wavered. As they took losses, they never shook. They kept fighting, knowing that every minute that passed gave their comrades at the adjacent forts more time to ready a defense. As the enemy's numbers swelled to over 10,000, they demanded that the Sikhs surrender, as their fight was hopeless. Needless to say, they did not agree. They fought on. More charges were made on the walls, all repelled. Until finally the perimeter was breached. Fierce hand-to-hand fighting ensued. The sergeant in charge of the post demanded that the remaining men fall back to the inner layer of defenses while he personally covered the retreat. He died defending his men. The remaining men fought with courage and vigor, but were eventually overwhelmed. Still, one remained. Sepoy Gurmukh Singh, who communicated the entire battle, was the last surviving defender. His last message was to ask for permission to pick up his rifle. Upon receiving permission, he packed up the heliograph and held the door of his signaling shed. He is stated to have killed 40 Afghans, and the enemy was forced to set fire to the post to kill him. Though this is only legend, it is said that as he was dying, Singh is said to have yelled repeatedly the Sikh battle cry, "One will be blessed eternally," who says that God is the ultimate truth. Saragarhi was all but destroyed, with its defenders having made the ultimate sacrifice down to the very last man. However, when the Afghan force then moved to attack the adjacent forts, they were repelled. The defenders attributed their success to the time they had to prepare, bought by those 21 Sikhs. When the dust had settled, the British Indian troops retook Saragarhi. There they found the bodies of their 21 comrades, surrounded by 600 dead Afghans. Saragarhi stands a testament to accepting one's fate in order to do what needed to be done. They lived by a code, and they died by that very code. This is the cost and the benefit of holding principles and ideals. While the cost may be as high as one's life, they ensure that when the enemy is at the gates, there would be no hesitation as to what choice to make. Thus, they have earned their place in the halls of honor for all time.